So in the sea lion section, I did mention Harbour Seals. Few fun facts about them. We can see quite a lot of harbour seals, and normally they're down closer to the water's edge. Again, reason for that is their lack of ability to move, having to flop along on their bellies. They do use the tidal movements to beach themselves up on the rock, so when the tide goes out, they'll beach themselves up on a rock, but then similarly, when the tide comes in, they'll get washed out into the cold water. That is actually the reason why they're up on the rocks. They do spend about half of their day in the water, half of their day on land, and really that is just to keep themselves warm. The water temperature ranges, it sits around 7-8 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty chilly even with all of that blubber and fur layer. They do get pretty chilly, so they do have to be out on the rocks to keep nice and warm. Keep your eyes peeled throughout the summer months. There are often some pups which are adorable to look at. They will be suckling on their mother's milk, again because they're marine mammals. Just like we lactate, so do the seals. The pups, the harbour seal pups, suckle on their mothers for about 6 weeks. Really interesting fact about harbour seals is they don't actually go that far from where they're born. They'll only get up to about 25 kilometers away from their natal home range, so they do tend to stick around the same area for the whole of their life. So that is a pretty nice thing to mention. Again, bringing the whale aspect in, those marine mammal eating killer whales again, harbour seal is the highest percentage prey item for the marine mammal eating killer whales. They make up about 60% of their diet. One harbour seal would feed approximately 1 adult killer whale per day. Now, if you get a pod of killer whales, one wouldn't just take a seal, eat it, and then another would take a seal, eat it. What they would do is they would get a seal, they'd split, they'd share it. They're social animals, and then they just keep on going until everyone is full. But normally on that ratio of 1 harbour seal to 1 adult killer whale. Last but not least, we do like to call those little harbour seals rock sausages because that is what they look like, and that often gives people a nice little laugh.